Hello everyone, my name is AP the Weird One. It is time for episode 5 of Full Metal Panic. It is time for our man Sasuke Sagara to rescue Chidori and hopefully get her out of the country, Kanaka. Before we begin the episode, we got a little bit of recap of kind of the previous part, and I do want to make a correction. Callahan made the statement that the operation was 5 minutes in total, so rescuing the students, like rescuing Sasuke, rescuing everybody, has to be about 5 minutes in total. I thought it was like remaining in the air 5 minutes. No, that's completely wrong. So I'm sorry if I gave some misinformation. But yeah, in total they wanted to take about 5 minutes. We started with the episode, Sasuke's kind of looking out where Chidori is, and Chidori's inside being force-fed information in order. The scientist is trying to get her to activate her whispered abilities, which Sasuke learns that he is a whispered, and learns Chidori is a whispered, learns the meaning of what it is, briefly from her, but also from Garon. We'll get to him in a little bit, but yeah, basically, the scientist girl is trying to unlock her abilities. Anyway, the scientist wanted to play the nice way, like just do it naturally, but Chidori is very angry, doesn't want to do it this way. She gets frustrated. She knocks out the scientist briefly, and when she goes to the door, the scientist threatens to shoots her a couple times, and she's like, "You're not gonna shoot me." I mean, there's like a bit in disbelief, and luckily some soldiers come in, but Sasuke is right on the tail. He hears the gunshots. When the men have had her pinned her down, he takes them all out, and he gets the scientist to threaten her, like, "Why are you doing this?" And she's like, she's a whisper. We don't exactly know what that is because there's more gunfire, so those two have to leave. Chidori does not want to go out in public looking as the way she did. She's kind of like in a white skirt dress. It's kind of sexy, a little bit revealing. We'll get a little bit better taste of the outfit in the next episode, just sort of in a manner of speaking. But yeah, we're gonna see. It's not a nice outfit It's a very flashy outfit. In fact, I'll show you. Hold on. So this is the outfit that she's in. We saw a little bit briefly in the last episode, but yeah, the lining is a little bit too short. It's kind of a aspil gear. She doesn't exactly want to wear that. Unfortunately, kind of has no choice. Now, while they're getting their trying to escape from the base, we cut back to Mythril's submarine, and Kurt and Mal are having a conversation, getting ready, and Kurt makes a joke like, "So, let's go save, do you think Sasuke has abandoned the mission and fallen in love with the Chidori?" And she's like, Mal's like, "Oh, he wouldn't do that. For me and that woman, I would absolutely do it." Now, is Sasuke in love at this point? Maybe. We're not 100% sure, but he is right on the money. I do find it funny. And then later, as they're launching in their slave units, he makes the remark, "Let's go save his dead body." Mal doesn't say, "Don't joke about that." There is some little bit of truth to that, but we'll get to that. Anyway, so that they're escaping, they get into a vehicle. Chidori asks, "Who are you?" He explains everything. Chidori does not believe him at first. He's like, "Huh? I know you're in military now, but no, you've gone too far." It's actually kind of cute the way she reacts. I don't know. I kind of liked it. It was very appreciative. But they get to basically a warehouse, and they find the Russian RK-92 Savage. Sasuke jumps into one. Chidori's like, "Please, you don't do it. You're in military now, but you're not good enough to do that." He takes out 2 ASs, no problem. It's nothing. And at this point, Chidori believes him, and they run away from the base. As they get, as that going on, Mythril continues. They're landing their airplanes. They get students aboard. It's all hunky-dory. It's all getting good. We found out the way they get rid of the bomb is Mao will cut a hole in the side of the airplane and just kind of toss the bomb out in the air. And they managed to rescue all the students except for, of course, Sasuke and Chidori. Now, as they're running, they will run into Garon and his Cadro. So this is what it looks like. It's very sleek silver. it has a very feminine vibe. It is very mover. It is very a lot of maneuverability. It has a very feminine look to it, and I think if you're given the right proper equipment, it could probably go toe to toe with an old school Gundam. I would say, based on its flexibility. So, I maybe not necessarily like say the Red Zaku, but more of a GM or the normal Zaku. I think the Gundam and then Char's Gelcog and everything else that he had, probably he couldn't go against. I think they would be a little bit outmatched from. Potentially even, I think the blue one, the one with the whip, that might be a little bit trouble. Actually, no. Given this thing's ability, maybe not. I think the little bit. If it's toe to toe ground forces, I think that's a different story. But I think this machine is. Yeah, you could argue it could hold itself against a certain types of mobile suits. Moving on, those two get in a fight, and unfortunately, Garon's machine. Garon is both a good pilot, but also a better gunfire. And the Arcade Savage goes down. He basically gives some information a little bit more about the Whispered, and that they have black technology in their head, things that will make nukes unrivalable. Sort of how, we'll give a brief example, how the slave units were developed, you could say, or some of the more futuristic ones like the Cotterisle. So he's about to kill him, send him off to hell, and luckily Kurt Weber, being the man he is, he knows the situation, recognizes it. He saves them in the nick of time, tells them to get aboard the airplane over in the where the landing strip is, and Kurt will deal with them. These two have a duel, and this thing's maneuverability is really good. He manages to outbeat his sniping ability, and really Kurt realizing this attempt, he kind of bluffs and pretends that he's out of ammo, and then these two have a close confrontation, and this is when they kind of both they have a little bit of a shootout, and we don't know the end of it. He doesn't have any. He kind of lost his gun in Kurt's Weber, so he's kind of up at close-up range. So we'll see in the next episode. But Chidori and Sosuke being a little bit injured, they try to get to airplane landings, and unfortunately they don't make it. And that's basically the end of the episode. So this is going to be a multi-parter. We're now leading into the third part. So. And an overall episode is kind of good. I mean, we see Sasuke, he's good with the AAS. We've seen it before in episode 1, but the fact that he's able to do it so sufficiently. And even when Garon is standing toe-to-toe, like his quick reflexes and everything, his senses, he's going to be able to pinpoint where he shoots from. Just he doesn't have the best machine. But yeah, so that overall episode, I mean, Chidori did look nice, and with the fan service is going to be, based on the preview, is going to be up as spicier. So, depending on the Christian viewers, you might want to turn away. But hey, we have the light novel. We'll get to that business. We just got 2 more episodes before we start digging into the volume 1 of the light novel. So overall, solid episode. Definitely a little bit built lead up. We see how dangerous the Cotterisle is at the get go. It's a good machine, and we see that Garon is definitely a threat to be taken with, both outside the mech and inside. And we also see that Chidori doesn't take no bullshit as well. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully, have a wonderful day.